friends. We've got Kaleb Harris in the house, and he has a big fight coming up on Valentine's Day weekend at BKFC 10, and we will be there bringing you all the action and all the news. Kaleb, we are just a few days away from the fight. How are you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling great. I'm just ready to fight, to be honest with you. This is the week that I hate, is fight week. Just a few days out from it, because all I'm ready to do is I'm primed up, and I'm like a dog on a leash. I'm just begging to be let go so I can go hunt. Just really looking forward to getting to Florida and getting ready to put on a show, and then getting to enjoy myself and getting to help my teammates get ready for their fights coming up.
Wow. Can't wait to see you down here in sunny South Florida, by the way. You know, this is a big fight for you, but you are coming off some great momentum. Alers is a pretty competitive opponent. How have you changed up your training camp to prepare for him, sir?
We've revamped it. I'm training 2 to 3 times a day now, for several hours.
No quit.
Either early in the mornings before my job, at lunch during my job, or late at night after training. I'll go hit the gym for a final workout session. Doubled up on our cardio that was already great. Focused on a few specific moves that we know that Alers likes to run, and focused on them as a game plan. But I got in with a nutritionist, and he's been working with me on helping me get this weight off. So it's been a little different for this weight cut, but I'm still going strong, still feel good. Like I said, I'm just ready for Friday night, next Friday night's weigh-ins, and ready to fight Saturday.
Ready to toe the line, baby. And we can't wait to see you there. This is going to be a terrific card, and I'm looking forward so much to seeing you and Jim fight. You know, we spoke to Jim earlier this month, and he didn't seem to be too psyched about the tournament-style action. What are your thoughts on that, sir?
I mean, I guess I can see it. Me personally, I figured before they did a 55 title fight, they would probably have Jim fight for one. Yeah. I figured he would be against another guy that's 3-0, like Isaac Valley Flag. But at the same time, you go back and look at it, every champion that I know of that's been in bare knuckle has won a tournament.
Right, okay.
So, I mean, it only makes sense that, you know, the 155 title and the Police Gazette 155 belt be put up on a tournament base. And I guess they wanted some exciting fights to kickstart it, and that's why they put me and Jim together. But, you know, for me, it's just it's a better way. I mean, and I don't know how he feels really about the tournament, but the way I look at it, if I beat everybody in the tournament, out of probably 30-something fighters that they picked, only 8 to compete in, then that solidifies me as the 155 champ. That means that's my division at that point. So I believe that all fighters should be excited for the tournament.
You know, you're fighting in Florida. We are South Florida fans love combat sports, but it is Alers' hometown. How do you deal with that kind of mentally moving into the fight? Because, well, Mississippi is Mississippi and Alers is South Florida.
It doesn't bother me any. I fought in Mississippi most of my life, and I told my mama a long time ago the only way I'm going to get to see the world is if somebody pays me to go fight there. Never been to South Florida, so this will be my first time. I'm not scared to come fight in somebody's backyard, and I don't mean that with disrespect. It's just people have jokingly called me a Viking, and because they say I look like one with the braids and everything. But the true mindset is I do have a Viking mindset. I don't want to stay at home and farm my own land and take care of my own hometown and be a local hero. I want to go out and I want to conquer the world. And to do that, I got to go fight the best in their hometowns and come back with the crown in my hand. So Florida's just the first stop. I'll go there and I'll fight Jim Alers in his hometown, and I'll fight anybody in my weight class divisions in their hometowns if that's what it takes.
Good for you. And that's what we really love, folks, about bare knuckle and the fighters, because they're really, their heart is so big. It's not just Kaleb, it's everybody in bare knuckle FC really wants and really is a Viking, a warrior, an athlete, a combat sports. The heart and soul of these fighters is just amazing, and that's why I love bare knuckle fighting so much. It's just an honor and a privilege to be around these guys. If you don't have an opportunity to see bare knuckle FC 10 in Florida, you are missing out, folks. So you better get your tickets now. Getting back to the interview right now, Kaleb, congratulations on being awarded 2019 Knockout of the Year. Did you ever think this would happen to you? My gosh, congrats again.
I honestly no. There for a long time in my fight career, I was starting to question if I had knockout power, because I've won fights in MMA every way possible except knockout. I've submitted folks. I've had them quit in between rounds. I've had them literally yell to the ref in the middle of the fight to stop the fight. I've won by decision.
Yeah.
But I've never won in 20 fights. I had never won by knockout. And to get not only my first knockout in 8 years,
amazing, but
have it become a 1 million view knockout, yes, basically in a month, and become knockout of the year on one of the fastest growing promotions has really been incredible, and has really been an honor.
Congratulations. You made Mississippi proud, and your mama too. I know that for sure, because I know your mom. Hi, Mom. Anyway, Kaleb, bare knuckle really seems to suit you. I feel like you found a home in bare knuckle.
I have. Everybody keeps asking me, so are you done with MMA? Are you just bare knuckle now? And I tell them I'm a fighter.
Okay.
As my coach Larry said, I'm a fighter. I'm going to go wherever my path allows me to walk. Right now, God has put me on the path to bare knuckle, and he's allowed me to use bare knuckle to gain, I don't like to use the word fame, but more notoriety, and to be able to showcase my skill on a higher platform. And so, and as long as bare knuckle is paying the bills the way they are and treating the fighters the way they are, then I'm going to stay loyal to bare knuckle right now, as long as they're willing to sign contracts for me.
Good
because
for you.
At the end of 2020, I'm going to be the bare knuckle, the face of bare knuckle.
Good for you. Kaleb, I want people to understand a little bit more about the sport, and I appreciate you taking the time so close to, the big fight to talking to us. But just a few more questions, sir, so that people really understand bare knuckle. We've got, new fight fans coming up in Kansas. I really want to promote the sport. How important is strategy in a bare knuckle fight?
Oh, it's very important. If you think that this is just another backyard brawl, then I'm going to tell you to go back and look at my last two opponents who grew up, and one even bragged, in all love and respect to Jonathan Bastante, but he told him coming into the fight against me that he'd been growing up in the streets of Hawaii and been fighting bare fist his whole life, so that this was nothing new to him. And though, there may not seem to the casual fan a lot of difference, but it's a lot different than a street fight when you're in there fighting bare knuckle boxing, because unlike the guys in the street, we know how to hit, we know how to rotate our power. So yes, you can't just go in there and expect a brawl. If you do, you're leaving it up to the chance that you could get clipped. But if you go in there with preparedness and a strategy and a game plan, it doesn't always work 100% of the time, but you're more prepared for the inevitable outcomes. And in my last two fights, I've visualized both times how I won the fight. I told several high school friends weeks before the fight with Bastante that I was going to take his head off in the second round. I told several people 2 to 3 weeks before I fought Chippins that I was going to drop him with a body shot. And in both fights, I've done that. So, I believe in putting out what you want to receive to the universe. And I've so far been proven right on that aspect.
And we're going to have to come back to you and do a whole story in visualization, because Joey Beltran, shout out to Joey, my friend, at the last BKFC that we did in Mississippi. Joey talked about visualization. I think it's such an important technique to share with other people to help them discover and believe in their dreams. Before we go today, Kaleb, is there anything else you want to add today, sir?
Yes, I want to thank all my sponsors, Lyle Machinery, Skolbonia, which is out of Tennessee, a little small town. It's also a American-made, American-owned clothing company representing the history of bare-knuckle fighting. Mystic Roots, some of the best CBD flower and CBD oil you'll ever get. Primal Martial Arts Academy, Black Sails MMA, Shelly's Electric, Mary Jane's House of Glass, Candy Bone, the band. If you haven't checked out their song, Welcome to the Freak Show, I highly recommend going and listening to it. There's Hector Lombard. Actually, I just received my new hand wraps from Champ Wraps by Hector Lombard. So shout out to Hector for sending the wraps out. I really appreciate them. And then Rude actually just sent me in a little gift for the bare knuckle fighters. So he sent me a hoodie, a hat, and a couple of shirts. So I want to thank them as well. And my boy John Yargates from Design by Winning, who does all my promo videos and advertisement. Just thank everybody, and I'm sure my weight cut brain's probably forgetting one or two. But and then finally, I want to take a moment, and I want to let everybody know that suicide awareness and prevention is something that everybody can get behind. I struggle with anxiety. I struggle with depression.
Thank you, Kaleb.
I am a warrior at heart, but there are still days where I lay in bed and I overthink and I stress out, and I just want to go home and be done with the whole thing. And there's days where I don't want to get up, and I have to constantly find a reason to get up and push myself. And that reason may just be, you know what, if I can get through the day, tomorrow will be better. Or it may be, you know what, somebody else needs my help today. If I can't make myself happy, then I'm at least going to make somebody else happy. So anybody out there that's struggling with suicide, maybe they're sitting at home right now and this is the last thing they're clicking on before
so brave of you.
It's shut the lights off. Don't cut the lights out. Get up. Keep moving. Don't sit down and give up. I know it seems hard right now. I know that things seem dark, but it's always darkest before the sun shines. And when you get up and keep moving, you'll find that with momentum, you get better and better.
I always admire and respect you, and I'm so grateful, and I say this every time, that you, as a fighter, take this opportunity, as a big warrior kind of Viking guy, take this opportunity to show your vulnerability. I have a friend of mine that has committed suicide, and it's a person that's very near and dear to my heart. So I relate to this moment. I think the platform is really important, and I'm going to make you, next time we do this interview, you're going to have a darn link up so people can start donating to the cause. We've got to do that, buddy. And I just want to say it's so brave of you, and I'm so grateful for you. And I do hope people realize that there is hope out there, and there is a way to come back. And if you can, just hold on, and you'll be okay. All right, fight fans, you can catch BKFC 10 Valentine's Day weekend going down in my backyard, Sunday, South Florida, and man, it is a heroic card. I want to thank Kaleb Harris for his interview. Help a girl out, send in a question, subscribe, because remember, I work for you, fight fans. So thanks for watching. See you at BKFC 10.